Hello, welcome back to the Norfolk Gardener channel. I've just been picking some raspberries and they've been so good this year when you look at the size of them. This is actually the autumn variety, isn't it, Mrs. W?
It is.
They seem to have come a bit earlier. The summer ones seem to be on the wane at the moment, but that's a lovely, lovely raspberry.
I think it must be to do with the amount of rainfall we've had to plump them up, because
Do you
we
know,
don't usually get them quite as big as that, do we?
I think you're right.
One of the summer ones you've got
Even
there,
the summer ones, they're...
Yeah.
Last year it was quite difficult, wasn't it? And actually some of them actually got sunburnt on the plant, didn't they?
They did. Some of them didn't make
Shriveled
it off
up.
the plant, yeah.
So it's so good to have these wonderful raspberries back. Now, in today's programme, I need to make some room in our potato bed because I have some urgent greens that need to go in. So yeah, it's been a really great year for raspberries, it really has, and yeah, I shall look forward to eating those a bit later for my dessert, Mrs. W. I also feel there could be some raspberry jam coming on.
Oh yes.
Now, what I did want to say to you all was to thank you all very much. Those of you that follow us on social media, you'll know that it was actually my birthday last weekend, back on the 5th of August when we were last filming. And we didn't do too much filming that day because our grandchildren came around and they said, "Grandad, Grandad." Well, actually, they went after Nanny first. It's Grandad's birthday and we want to give him the day off. So can we film something? So I'll let you see their little 4-minute video that they did. And actually, I found it really quite amazing, really, that they know so much about the plants. But of course, they've grown up with Nanny and Grandad. They know what all the plants are, mostly. They're not too sure about the broccoli, but mostly they know what all the plants are. Surprisingly enough, they even know what each plot is. This was done without me knowing. Mrs. W arranged this before last weekend came about. Well, I'm sure she may well have had to have prompted them a bit, but in the main, I think they did a really good job.
Oh, thank you.
So enjoy that, and we should get on with harvesting the potatoes.
Hello and welcome back to the Norfolk Garden. Today is Grandad's birthday. We're going to give Grandad the day off and we're going to show you around the garden.
Lovely. He's going to be so pleased, guys.
So this is plot 1 and there's cabbages and broccoli and onions. This is plot 2 and this is Grandad's potatoes. This is plot 3 and there's parsnips, sprouts and leaves.
Leeks, yes.
This is plot 4 and I like carrots and cauliflower. This is plot 5 and they have strawberries and
Rhubarb.
rhubarb.
In this
Cabbages?
cabbages.
Yeah, cabbages.
And broccoli.
Broccoli! Broccoli. I guess these are broccoli.
No, that's a cabbage.
No, that's cabbage.
And the
Broccoli's
over
that
this
side.
side.
These are raspberries, and we got yellow and red.
Are they yummy?
Yep.
What have we got here? Well, we've got some people hiding behind, what is it?
Sweet corn.
Sweet corn. And who likes sweet corn?
Me. Do I like sweet corn? Yeah, you love it. These are running beans, and this one's really long. And it's taller than my dad.
Very tall, like Maggie's dad, Lewis.
We're in the greenhouse, and I found the cucumber to harvest.
Wow, look at that one. That's brilliant, isn't it? Show everybody.
What do I have to
Duper. So,
What do
Maggie, can you please add to Nanny's chart a line to say we've harvested another cucumber, please? That's lovely. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Super duper. So what else have we got in the greenhouse that you like, Maggie? What's in here that's growing that you like? Is there anything? Do you like peppers? No. Do you like tomatoes? No. Okay.
I have tried a tomato before, but I like it.
No, that's
I like
fine.
tomatoes,
You like tomatoes, do you, Charlie?
but I do like cucumber.
And what else
I
do you
do.
like?
I like cucumber.
You like, Maggie's found something she likes. So Charlie, what are the things that you like in the greenhouse?
Cucumber, tomatoes, and them.
Peppers.
What are these flowers for?
They're pretty flowers, aren't they? They are.
Oh, they because the purple flowers go into because the flowers are purple and the aubergines are sometimes purpley.
It is purpley, that's right. They're a lovely colour, aren't they?
I like purple, Pete.
Yes.
And what's it?
And what are Grandad's favourite colours?
Green and yellow.
Yeah.
Like North City.
Yay.
No, City. Strawberry will grow, but they're not. And they're not growing here anymore. In the salad bar, there is cucumber and salad.
And salad and lettuce. Yeah. What else is there?
And yellow courgettes. And peppers and tomatoes.
Very good. And I think there's a few spring onions I think you put in with Grandad.
Oh yeah, I want to say that.
Go on then.
What are they called?
Stand together now so I can get you both together. And spring onions.
Spring onions. Spring onions. Then spring. This is our toil with no dignal gardener. Happy birthday, Grandad. Happy birthday, Grandad. Take a ride with your Grandad.
Harvesting potatoes when you grow them new dig is really, really quite easy because all you do is pull the hulm up and then you look for the potatoes.
Gosh, that's a good root.
Very good, Mrs. W.
Nice.
Now, these are a main crop potato, and it's a variety called Maris Piper. And that means that they should store well for us, well into next year. We've grown them before, and we really quite like them, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
They are reputed to be the chef's favourite.
A very versatile.
Yeah, a very versatile potato. So that's the first root, Mrs. W. We have had one or two from here, and I just need to just clear the rest of this row now, simply because, as I say, I need to get some greens in here. We've got some brassicas that we want to be able to eat for November. They need to go in here. Take the weeds out while we're in here. There's not many, but always good to be weeding. Oh, I didn't take all that home up. And actually what I tend to do is, or what we like to do, should I say, all of these potatoes, they shall go into these Hessian sacks. I'm going to leave them on the surface for a little while because they need to just dry in the sunshine and just help toughen the skins up. But you can keep them in Hessian sacks or paper sacks and they'll keep really quite well. But you want to be inspecting them, and if there's any damage to them in any way, use those first. Take them down to your house and use those first, and only the really good ones are the ones that you want to be storing. And then these which are a tad smaller, again, we shall look to use those almost straight away. They'll go in a separate sack. And we'll be able to use them before the skins get really, really hard and they need to be peeled. And I would always say to people, if you've never grown your own potatoes before, then they're a great thing to grow. Not because they're going to particularly save you money in any way. Potatoes still at the moment, at least here in the UK, can be bought fairly cheaply. They're not the most expensive crop in the world. But they never taste quite the same as your own potatoes. You can also see with the no dig method they come out so clean. It's not a lot of work for us to do. Once these dry off a little bit, all we need to do is just take the worst of the soil off and they'll store perfectly happy like that. Well, I'm really quite pleased with these, Mrs. W.
They're looking lovely.
They are, they're looking really good potatoes.
I think the amount of rainfall that we've had, certainly in July, has helped them bulk up immensely. We haven't had to really water these at all, have we?
No.
They were naturally watered in July by Mother Nature, and when actually we would, if like last year when it was really dry, we did water in that last month before harvest, didn't we, to try to help them bulk up, but we didn't have to do that this year at all.
No, and they did suffer in that heat, didn't they?
Yeah, they did last year.
So with no dig, most of the potatoes form in the surface of the compost, but they do actually like going down into the ground, so always make sure you have a good root around. And I say that because I try to do that, and almost every year we have volunteers that come up, don't we?
We do.
And I regard every plant that we grow as a couple of meals for myself and Mrs. W. I'll do a couple of meals, which is always good. There were, I think, 64 plants in here.
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember exactly now. I know we did count at the time, but...
So that's probably 120 days worth of potatoes. So that's 120 meals between now and hopefully when we start to get our next harvest of potatoes next year. Although we mustn't forget, we do have some potatoes that we've started off in our buckets, haven't we?
Oh yes.
So,
shall I go and show everybody while you're harvesting what they're looking like?
you can do, yes.
So here they are, the Maris pear that we planted 3 weeks ago, was it? I think it was 3. So 5 buckets, and they've all popping their heads through. And then on to the Charlotte. They were slightly slower to come through the surface, but they are definitely there. In all, 5 buckets too, so that's really good. Looking forward to those.
And that's 2 rows that we've harvested there, minus probably 4 plants, because we had been harvesting 1 or 2 over the last week or so, because we've had some, we've had the family around actually, and so we wanted some potatoes and wanted to feed them potatoes from our garden. But what there is 8 in a row, and there are 8 rows of these potatoes. So 64 plants. You can see 2 plants. They,
Nice harvest.
well, I say 2 rows, as I said, there are about 4 plants missing there, so. But that's really great, and we needed to do that. These I also need to do. They're coming right to the end of their life now. They might as well come out of the ground now. They're not really going to get any bigger. But for today, we just wanted to do these because we just need to prep this land in order to get some brassicas in that I have ready to go into the ground. And it won't take me long to prep the ground. As you can see, we've pulled the odd weed out as we've gone along. All I really need to do is just rake it roughly level. We can get the edges of the grass cut back again now where the potatoes aren't hiding it. And we're ready to go to put those brassicas in. We've got some lovely potatoes to eat, Poppy. Yes, we really have. Lovely. One thing I didn't say when I was down there is that although it's been quite wet here in Norfolk, it's also been quite windy. Therefore, we haven't seen any blight on our potatoes, thankfully. Blight generally occurs when you get 11 days or more of very wet and humid weather without much sunshine. But the sun has shone here. In between the rain, we have had sunshine. And we probably get 2 or 3 days of sunshine before it rains again. So therefore, we haven't had the ideal conditions for blight, which, as I say, we are very pleased about. Now, do let us know in the comments down below how your potatoes have fared. I'm going to actually get a bucket of our Charlotte potatoes because we want some of those for this evening, don't we?
Oh yes.
I do hope the dreaded blight has stayed away from you and that you've had a wonderful harvest of potatoes. It's looking for us like we're going to get 2 or 3 sacks that will see us hopefully through until the new year. Just before we go, just a big shout and a big hello to all of the new subscribers we have to our channel. It's lovely to have you on board and following our journey through each year in the garden. We're not going away any time soon. And I know I've pricked your curiosity. You've all been saying to me, what visitor is coming? I don't want to spoil it, but it is something, especially for myself and Mrs. W, really, really exciting and something that we're going to embrace over the coming months. So do stay tuned. All shall be revealed sometime after the 30th of August. Now do have a great rest of your gardening week. And we shall see you next time this coming weekend.